What's good, YouTube? Antiyami here, back with another video. And in today's video, I have one of the craziest decks I ever cooked in this current format, and it is insane. Of course, you guys saw the title of the video, which is gonna be Yummy Purrely, which is a really cool way to play Purrelys. I always love this deck, and I've never really deemed it to be viable, but with the Yummy engine, it's extremely insane. So yeah, I got a lot of deck profiles to go through. I still wanted to post a Vanquish Soul Canine deck profile, which is going to be like whatever because everybody's done that. I still gotta post a White Forest deck profile, update of Orcus Mitsurugi, and I was gonna do a Canine Fiendsmith deck, but that deck is actually trash, so I decided to like scrap it. I mean, not totally scrap it, I guess I can fix it up a little bit, but it's like mid. And I feel like I'm missing one more deck I wanted to post. Oh, Sky Strikers. So yeah, all those decks will be coming up, and I think all those decks I just named are extremely viable and can do well at tournaments. So yeah, let's go ahead and hop into this deck profile, and then we'll do some test hands to showcase what the deck can really do, and it's really insane. I wish I should like saved a lot of replays showcasing what the deck can do going like second and first and stuff like that, but it plays through a lot of hand traps. It plays through Droll really well, plays through the Charmies and all that fun stuff, and sometimes they can play through really cool low impact hand traps, so it's good. So let's hop into the deck profile. All right, so I've been working on this deck for a little bit, a lot of different changes, but I feel like this is the best way to play this current iteration of the deck. So of course you have your two Purrelys, and then you have your two Purrelys. I feel like that's all you really need because you have the trap card to recycle both the Purrely monsters, so that's really good too. And then of course you see in the extra deck here that we have one each of the main XYZs for the Purrely cards. I've never really had an issue of ever needing extra, so if you play the deck carefully, it's very you don't really need more than that, right? And I will definitely say, if you guys have never played Purrelys, it's actually a really complicated, hard to play deck, like really hard, especially in like grind games and breaking apart boards. It's really easy to make one small misstep and it can cost you, right? Of course, you're playing max of all the quick play Purrely cards, so you play the 10 of these. Hopefully these cards will come off the list at some point. Like, give us 3 delicious, 3 sleepy, like come on, that would be so hype. Then we have I'm sorry, my friend Purrely's here. So all these cards right here are starters. All of these cards right here are starters, and it's insane. So that's already what, 17 Purrely starters, and again, Purrelys are very consistent, so that's really strong. And then of course you got the streets and then the Purrleap. I do like streets. I can see arguments of cutting it, but there's certain situations that you will end on this card and it's actually really insane. So I can see arguments for it. It is like an extra brick, but it has came through in a lot of scenarios. When going second in games 2 and 3, I always side it out because it doesn't really do enough to break boards, and you want to side in more of like non-engine cards, right? So that's what it is. The trap, I feel like, is mandatory, so yeah, that's not going anywhere. So those are 2 engine requirements for the Purrely deck. And then of course you got your Yummy package here with your 3 Cupsies, your double Lollipo, and double Cookie. And the reason why, because at one point I was playing 1-1. The reason why you want to see multiple and hard drawing like the Yummy cards, because they're great normal summons, and a lot of the times you don't really want to normal summon your Purrely monsters. That's why they're not maxed out. You kind of want to use the quick effects or the quick play spells to summon them from your deck. Sometimes you discard them from your hand, but there's some scenarios that normal summoning these cards is just totally fine, because like if you normal summon Purrely, it gets imperm, you go into the anima, and then you go make special summon any of these extenders, which is really good, and it's still like ultra full combo. So like it's really hard to stop this deck once it starts getting a lot of those like extenders in the hand, so it's really strong. So yeah, those are the cup or the Yummy monster engine. And then we play 1 surprise mandatory. You play 1 a quirky. I feel like this is not mandatory, but I do like this card a lot. I can see it being cut but I do like the popping effect just because you're playing board breakers. If you're playing like more hand traps, I can see arguments for this card being cut, but I do like it because you definitely need more like oomph to your inboard when you're only playing board breakers, right? So that's why I like it. And of course, one minion mandatory. And then we have 11 non-engine. I think Talents is really, really good in this deck. I think Psalms and Dominator is really good because funny enough, Yummy and Purrely's do not have any cards or any monster effects that activate from the hand or graveyard. This card is so free in this deck. Like nothing interrupts this or gives you a negative take for this anywhere. It's great. So yeah, it's great. I think it's just better imperm in a lot of scenarios, and it sucks that I can't play like Purge or Impulse because of the Purrely cards. So that's probably one of the biggest weakness of this current deck, but that's whatever. So I do like this card a lot. It's a board breaker. I use it mostly for board breaking, but sometimes you'll see your opponent open like something weak, or they can go like Normal Summon Dormouse, and sometimes Songs and Dominator can just like end it right there sometimes, right? Not all the time, very rare, but I have seen this card become like a major hand trap and just go crazy, right? So yep, that's whatever. You can also use it for going second because you can like let your opponent do a board, and then you play into their board, and then when they activate a monster on the field, like an Omni Negate or something crazy, then you can use Psalms as a board breaker as well. So that's why I like it, because it's a good 6 card to draw and it's amazing, right? Because we're not playing any monster hand traps. And then we also play the triple Black Goat's Laugh. You can discard off your Purrely cards. You can set it. It's basically an FTK versus Yummy, because if you go first and you set this card, all you do is call Snatchy. They can't special summon Snatchy. The game's over on the spot. So it's a really good card in that scenario. And yeah, it's just great because since you're playing Purrely cards, a lot of the times you're not going to have hand advantage when going first, but you get your advantage back when you do the draw 4 combo. And I remember one time I played a match and I had 0 cards in hand, and then I ended with like 7 in hand on my opponent's end phase. So the deck draws a lot. It's just that you have to pay costs on your turn, and then you get the advantage back on your opponent's turn. So it's really good. And then I think Dark Ruler No More, if I had to choose any board breaker, I think this is like the most versatile into most matchups. I didn't want to do like Books of Eclipse, because if I run into my worst matchup, which is Malice, then it becomes really hard, right? I didn't want to like Book of Eclipse links. It just doesn't make sense. Or you can run into like a random matchup like Orcus, and Book of Eclipse is not as impactful. So I wanted a card that literally worked on pretty much most end boards, and I thought Dark Ruler was the best card for that. Trust me, I've been cycling through a lot of non-engine. I was playing 2 Dark Rulers, 2 evenly matches instead of like the triple Dark Ruler. Harpies is still like weird, because at one point Harpies was Called by the Grave, and I still think Called by the Grave might be slightly better than Harpies, but I'm just testing it out, and this is what I ended on. So I feel like these 4 cards right here can be like swapped around for a lot of different like combinations, but so far I like this a lot here. I mean, even Harpies can be thrust, right? But I feel like if you're gonna play thrust at 1 in this slot, or maybe you can do like double Dark Ruler No More, double thrust, maybe the option in the future. I don't know. Maybe that's probably better. I had to test it. So that is it for the main deck. And of course, for the side deck, I can go over it really fast. 1 Called by the Grave, triple Judgments. You want to have 4 going first cards in your side deck, because I played 4 going hard second cards. So I take these out, put these in, you're off to the races. And now I'm playing the Charmies. I feel like these 6 are mandatory, and I guess because my worst matchup is Malice, I wanted more hate for Malice, and this is where the 2 Meows comes from, because I wanted more cards to kind of put in my deck to make sure I win that matchup going second, because it is very hard to crack a full end board, but if they do half boards, you can crack it. So this is where this came from. I think that makes a lot of sense. So the way you side deck in this, and I'll go over it really fast, because you go, oh my god, you're playing Psalms of the detonators, dominators, whatever. Doesn't that impact or conflict with the Charmies? Yes, it does. And this is how you side deck it for it, right? So you take out the 3 of these, and you put in, like, say for example, I'm going against, like, I don't know, it's something random, right? And I'm putting like in these 6 cards, Blue Eyes or something, like those are Blue Eyes. You take out the 3 Psalms, put in 3 of these, and then you put in the 3 Purrelyas, and you'll cut Streets, Trap, and then you can cut a My Friend. And that's a good way to like simplify things. Sometimes you can cut like the Yummy cards, like 1. I wouldn't do both, but I'll cut like 1 or the other if you want to do that. You know, sometimes you could cut down a Black Goat's Laugh if you need to, just depending on how you feel of side decking, whatever. And obviously, if you want to side deck more, then you can cut more cards. But that's how I would do it. I always cut this and put in these for going second, because you have to remember that this is indeed a board breaker at the end of the day. But if you go into a Charmy, let's say you draw this card through a Charmy card, it's dead going second completely, right? So there's no reason to keep it in for going second if it's going to be dead, or risk being dead in a lot of scenarios. So I typically side it out. And again, it depends on the matchup, because the Charmies don't really do that much versus that matchup. Like, say for example, you're going against Labyrinth or something, for example, then you just keep the Dominators, right? Or you're going against like Stun, you know, makes sense, right? So that's what it is. But yeah, that's it for the side and the main. And then we already talked about these 5 cards in the extra. And then of course I played the 3 yummies. You don't need more than that. 1 Arclight, 1 Metal Marcher for the combo, and then you play double Snatchy. You don't really need 3. It's a mixed deck, so 2 is just perfectly fine, and you need it for the combo. And I played 1 Anima. This is how you bridge Yummy and Purrely's together, and that's great. This card is amazing. This is like a stream good flex spot, but I found this card to be more impactful than like Zeus or Link Spider or anything like that. Your deck shouldn't be losing the nib anyway, because Purrely cards can't protect you through nib. Because if you set up like a Purrely XYZ plus my friend, nib is just giving you a +3 at that point, so it doesn't really matter. So this card is really, really insane. I like it. It's great on the end board. It is part of my combo. And then of course I play SP Ludenite. This card is goated, really, really good. And yeah, that's it for the entire deck. So hopefully the explanations makes a lot of sense. And then now let's go ahead and hop into the test hands and showcase what a deck can do. All right, so the reason why we're doing test hands, because you can do like spreadsheet combos with this deck, but the fact that the Purrely cards can be a little bit of RNG, especially with like I call her Yellow Cat, but the Pink Cat, whatever. Purrely can be RNG, so that can change a lot of your combos and stuff. So I decided to do like test hands, just kind of go over like certain scenarios of how the deck really, really works. So, but yeah, if you guys want to learn how to play like Yummy cards, I'm pretty sure there's people on spreadsheets and stuff like that. The Yummy deck is not very hard to figure out. And yeah, that's it. I think the Purrely cards was makes it really complicated, but anyway, let's go ahead and start with this, right? So we have Happy, Cupsy, Black Goat's Laugh, Surprise, and Delicious. And we can't activate this immediately, because this needs to have a card on the field and this needs to have a monster on the field to activate. So obviously we're going to start with our Cupsies, and then we're going to activate the effect of Cupsies. We already have Surprise, which is our main search target, so we're just going to add a monster. Let's add Yummy or Lollipop, and then immediately we're going to go into our Link 1 here. Link 1 is going to grab the minions from the deck, as soon as I can find it, and then we're going to activate minions, the special summon. And the reason why, and I think it's very smart for most Yummy players, if you're playing like pure Yummy, to save this field spell effect until you get like nibbed or something, because then you can turn the nib token to a Link Spider, and then you can use the fill spell to summon back a monster from the grave, which is really, really strong. So that's why I decided to go ahead and just use the fill spell to summon back Cupsies immediately, because I'm not playing Link Spider. Then you're going to special summon and make a Cupsy Yummy Way, effect of Cupsy Yummy Way to search out Cupsy, and we're going to search out Cookie, just because we haven't special summoned these. So all 3 of these cards are special summonable, and we're going to discard the Black Goat's Laugh here. Then after that, we are going to let's special summon Cupsy here. Then we are going to not do this yet. Actually, no, we're not going to do this yet. We'll turn this into the Link 1. And then after that, we're going to synchro into our Lollipop Way, effect of Lollipop. And we're going to special back our 2 monsters here. Make sure they are not the links. And then we're going to link this, not link, synchro summon into the Metal Marcher. The Metal Marcher is going to bring back Cupsy. Then we're gonna turn these two into our arc light. Then we're gonna special summon Cookie, and then we're gonna activate the effect of surprise. And then we're gonna bring back. We can bring back a lot of stuff here if we want to, but here I will bring back the Snatchy just to be safe here. Because now we have this setup here, which is really good. But our Cupsy Yummy UA is negated, and we still have a special summon here, so we're gonna special summon this, and we're gonna take these two and turn this into the I don't know how to pronounce his name, Kusime. Forgive me if I've mispronounced that. We're gonna activate the effect to reset the surprise here. And then now we can go into our yummy, or not yummy, our Purrely stuff here, because we have those left over. So then we're gonna send this to the graveyard, and then we're gonna special summon Purrely. And then we're gonna activate the effect of Purrely here. And we are going to search for my friend. And then we're gonna activate my friend. And then we're gonna activate the effect to, in this particular scenario, I'm gonna add Sleepy, where's Sleepy, and then another Delicious here, because if we don't hit our Sleepy, we're just gonna have a really thick Noir. So in this particular scenario, we're gonna activate the effect. We're gonna obviously target Delicious here, and then we're gonna turn this into a Plump, and then we're gonna attach. Then we're gonna activate the effect of Sleepy Memory, and then we're gonna chain Plump, and this is going to attach. And since we don't have any more cards in hand, we're not gonna special summon. Then after that, we can let me see, activate the effect, and we're gonna suck up our Black Goat's Laugh, which is like whatever. So in this scenario, we're gonna attach, and then we're gonna attach again. And then now we overlay all this into a nice, beautiful Noir. And now we have on our end board, our Arc Light, a way to synchro summon, way to protect our fill spell, which is like whatever. And then if this card is ever destroyed, it can pop non-target. Arc Light, my friend Purrely with follow up with the Noir here, and then we have 2 Noir spins, and we can detach Black Goat's Laugh for another interruption here. So it's really strong. And yeah, that's gonna be it for that. So like, this is insane right here. This is pretty much an FTK board. Like, this plays through a lot of interruptions or a lot of interactions, and it's pretty layered, so it's really good. And we did get a Sleepy right here, right? No, we got a Sleepy, so we get at least a draw 1. There's a lot of scenarios where you can get the draw 4 combo, but in this particular situation, we didn't go for it. So this is more of a yummy inboard, but yeah, this is what it is. I'm gonna showcase how this deck can bridge into yummies, right, with the Purrely cards. So let's go ahead and go over that. Also, even before we even do that, there are very niche scenarios where you can actually summon, like, say for example, I was gonna destroy this inboard because it doesn't matter. Let's say I go for Lollipop Way, right? And then I use the effect to bring back like Cupsy Way, and let's just say bring back a Link or whatever, right? These are 2 level 2 synchro monsters that can be overlaid into your Purrely monsters. So just keep that in mind, that that scenario can come up, and it's very funny when it does. So yeah, that's what it is too, right? So that's how the Yummy can bridge into the Purrelys. But now let me show you how Purrelys bridge into Yummies, which is pretty obvious in personally my opinion. So we're gonna reset the deck here, and this is perfect. That's good. No Yummy cards besides the fill spell, which is like whatever. And yeah, so let's go ahead and do this real fast. So I'm gonna do this in draw phase because it's always safe to do this in draw phase, because you want to play around Veiler and Droll. So yeah, so let's summon Purrely, or let's just summon this one since we have the normal summon Purrely in our hand. Let's just get rid of Psalms, or actually, we're not gonna get rid of Psalms. Let's get rid of the fill spell, the Yummy fill spell. So then we're gonna activate the effect, and then we're gonna banish 3 and see if we hit a Purrely card. It's been a bad cat, so it's whatever. And we're just gonna put these back to the bottom. Then we're gonna go for normal summon in the main phase, Purrely effect to search for my friend. And then we're gonna activate my friend. And then we're gonna activate the effect. Let me see what I'm gonna go for here. I think we're just gonna go for a beauty push here. So let's just go sleepy memory, and I guess we can go delicious here. And we got a sleepy memory here, which is completely fine. Then we're going to activate the effect of Purrely, and we're going to turn this into a beauty. So now we have like an imperm on our board here. Special summon it like this. And then we're going to attach. Then after that, let's just move it here. Then after that, we can actually set this and then in our opponent's draw phase, or you can just set it as an interruption, like an enemy controller, because whenever a quick play is attached to this card, then you can switch a monster into defense. But since we're gonna bridge this into our yummy play, we're gonna bridge it, right? So now we're gonna go into this, and I'm assuming that, let's just pretend like it's tough here. I'm gonna keep Sword as a designator only because, or Psalms as a designator because we're not having an opponent here. But sometimes I want to keep the talents just in case they just holding out on hand traps. But I feel like they would have hand trapped us by now at this point. So let's just get rid of talents here. And then we're going to use Beauty's effect, of course, to attach. So this is going to go to the grave, and then we're going to attach this. And now we're going to get a card on our opponent's standby phase. And we're going to special summon another Purrely. And then now we're going to use Purrely's effect again because it's not once per turn. Banish. Oh, there's streets. That's really good. Oh, that's a trap. That's really okay. All right. Don't give me all the options here. That's really good. There's a lot of things you could do here. I can go for streets here, and personally, I probably will go for streets because I just want to draw more cards because I'm greedy. But the correct answer is normally Purrely, because you have an interruption with an imperm basically with beauty, and then you can go trap, turn it into Noir, and you have 2 spin backs. So it gives you basically 3 interruptions for that, or you can choose to draw. But we'll go for the more interruptions because why not, right? So this is how the yummy or the Purrely cards, I get these names mixed up a lot, bridge. So now you turn your Purrely into an anima, and then now you take those 2, and we will turn this into Cups of Yummy Way. Because for some reason, it's any link one. It's not just the yummy link one, it's any link one. People would definitely know that when you see the Sky Striker package, because that's just, you know what the Sky Striker package does. It turns it into the Synchro 2. So now we got full yummy combo now. So that's really, really good. So now we're going to go ahead and search 2. Doesn't really matter. Typically, I search Lollipop because if you get hand trap, you can special summon Lollipop, shuffle the hand trap back into their deck, and it gives them odds to draw it. So it's whatever. So yeah, and then we're gonna discard 1. Let's just discard Cookie here. But I feel like if you want to go for a bigger yummy inboard, let's just get rid of Psalms here. Actually, so. We're going to special summon, search, and this is going to search our surprise. Then after that, we're going to link 1, and then we're going to go into our Snatchy effect to spell and trap our fill spell. It's going to be our minions here. And just keep in mind, we have this in the graveyard, so we're going to probably use this effect on very soon. So anyway, we're going to activate the effect. We can't activate the effect yet. I'm sorry. Getting way ahead of myself. Then we're going to go into our Lollipop. Lollipop is going to bring back 2. So now we can bring back our this and this. And then now we can synchro into Metal Marcher. Metal Marcher is going to bring back this. And then we can special summon this. Synchro this into Arclight. And then here we're going to take the negated monster, turn this into Link 1. And here personally, I like to do this. Activate Surprise to special summon doesn't really matter. And then I'm gonna link these two off into our beautiful link 2. Activate the effect of link 2 to spell and trap the surprise. And now I have the fill spell effect to shuffle back. So then now I'm gonna shuffle back 1, 2. And this is our end board. Now, again, there's lots of different ways you can play this. And like, this isn't probably the safest way to even do this, because maybe surprise is probably should have brought back one of our synchro monsters instead of bringing back, you know, whatever. But like, again, there's a lot of different ways you can play it. Whatever you want to end on is kind of like your choice. It's kind of one of those kind of like play by ear type decks. Whatever you want to like try to do, you can accomplish it. You want to go for new war pushes, a lot of the times you can. There's some gambling to it, but like there's optimal ways to always do it, what you need to do for a lot of these end boards. So yeah, I mean, this is really, really solid, because now we can go surprise if we want to in draw phase to bring back Cupsy. And then we can activate the effect of Cupsy to, I don't know, search out, or sorry, draw a card. Typically, well, I guess you can hold it for now. You don't need to rush it. You can just hold it. Yeah, so like I said, you have options, and you can use the bounce too if you like. It's tons of options you can definitely do here. So it's completely really up to you, and you get extreme follow-up here and stuff like that. So yeah, that is going to be it for the showcase of that. I'll probably have some matches and games to talk about with this particular deck in general, and how to play it through like different matchups and what you can do. But that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoy. I'll have more Yu-Gi-Oh content coming out here in the near future. And again, leave a comment down below what decks you guys want me to talk about, or just anything in general, and I'll try to make a video on that. But with all that being said, thank you guys for having a great rest of your day, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.